Vanessa, I'll have the links shortly. And if you would help me with propagating those. Okay, there it is. Thanks. Share, copy. Let me make sure and turn the speaker off. Okay, here comes the link. So if anybody wants to share in, Kevin, maybe could share in the ambassador group. Vanessa, you can put it wherever you like. And we'll get this party started. All right, welcome everybody. This is the first ExO Economy Core meeting, public meeting of the year 2021. We have had a couple of smaller get-togethers as people were coming back from holidays and getting back online, but this is the first time we've broadcast to the entire world, out there, and so really happy to see everybody back. And there's been a lot of things happen over the last month or so. So the way I want to do today's meeting, I'm modifying it just slightly. We always do project updates, but what we're having now is because of some of the new appointments and people roles that people have taken on. We actually have something approximating departments or something now. So there's a marketing team, right? Which I think over time will continue to take on its own life, and also interacts day to day with the marketing teams in other areas of our ecosystem. So Nikki, I think it would be awesome if you could tell us a little bit about what's been going on in the marketing side today, if you could.
Sure. Yeah, we're basically collecting all the data of assets and trying to compile them so that we can provide use cases for the various elements of working within this community, participating in the exponential growth of economies and businesses. And so we've got the new logo. Ray is going to be presenting that in the marketing meeting today. And we are updating the color scheme, some of the communication, some of the finer points of getting people to utilize the wallets in a much more efficient manner, because right now it's pretty confusing. So just trying to translate it to mainstream speak so that it's a little easier to get through. So that's what's on our plate at the moment.
Awesome. And we spent some time together yesterday, Nikki, talking about how data interacts with multi-signature wallets and payments and things like that. So I'm hoping that's one of those examples where we take what we produced and turn that into something that would be useful for everyone. You'll have to help us. I think my diagram wasn't exactly simple speak, but you'll have to help me.
It's at least flow.
Yeah. But okay, well, good. And then, well, good. I'm looking forward. I haven't even seen the logos and stuff myself, so I'm looking forward to that later. Yeah. I guess then it'll come here the following Tuesday. Okay. All right. So I'll talk a little bit about a couple of things. So Eric's not here, but one of the things Eric's doing, a project that he's working on, is documentation. So as a main part of really doing a better job of enrolling the greater community, we have to provide better documentation, use cases, things like that being part of it, and a better look and feel as well, of course. And so I spent some time with him, and I really even felt guilty afterwards because I dumped so much material on him. But at the end of the day, that was probably about half of it, I think, in that case. And so we've got another meeting coming up where I'm going to give him the rest and then go through a number of presentations that were a little more complicated that we haven't had time to do. And then it's our intent to ask for help here first and in the marketplace to try to draft people, probably 4 EXOs, in order to help us create a documentation set. And I have proposed, although don't know yet what's going to happen. It's really Eric's project, but I propose that we do it as maybe not a piece of documentation like a Word doc or a PDF or even a web page, but more as an app, a documentation app that lives on GitHub is probably the right way to do it. And there's tons of document generators like MakeDocs and others that would make that pretty easy, and that would allow the entire community to contribute through pull requests on GitHub if they can figure out how to do that. So it would be great if we can do something like that. So that's one update, and I'm really excited about that because all of our documentation has been in a state of constant draft mode since the inception of the project, and it would be nice to start to put out something that looks kind of done, ish. It'll never be done, but that's how it is. All right. Let's see. Already did that one. So that's my updates. So now we're going to go over into the rest of the community project. Well, actually, I'll jump over to Najib next. Najib, on the technology operations side, are there any updates that you would like to share today?
Well, the update for today is like I mentioned last week, we are working to have I would say, a session for next week for the wallet, for the new wallet. I know that we still do not have what is going to be the final colors or whatever, but even though if we do not have that, we will just present the new wallet with, with normal, I would say, standard colors. And that's when we start to be familiarized with that and the new wallet and how to deal with, and it will be coming with some questions, and we will address what is the benefits of the new one. It is going to be, I will expect like a working session. And like with many of you, I have been working with many of you on different aspects, data, a certificate, but I will issue you to do that update on. Uh, and I see three of my updates here. One is certificate, one is data, the other one is divergent, but I will let everyone that I just mentioned just to do the updates.
Hey, Najib, can I flip really quick? Do you mind if I flip quickly through the Rutano wallet comps that you shared with me, just to show everybody here? It would be public, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, let me do that really quick.
Yes, you can either do that or the divergent. Either then, we are working to have live divergent too.
Okay, I'll show this one. All right, so here's the Divergenti one. So Michelle, wave your hands, and so when Najib's talking about the new wallet, I've already gone over this with Nikki, and I've gone over this with Eric, and they should be in touch with you, Najib, to make sure that all the assets sync up that you need. And then, but this is like the login page, if you like, for the wallet, or the splash page. This is the login page. This is a page where there'll be a little bit of animation going on here while it's connecting, loading the blockchain. This is where you pick your wallet and put in your wallet password, or if you need to, you create a new wallet. This here is the actual main dashboard, and it shows you your balance of whatever your token is. Again, this is the EXO's economy. Divergenti is a sister economy of the EXO's economy. For anybody watching, wondering why in the EXO's call we're talking about Diver, but that's why, as is Rutano, another sister economy. We hope there are many sister economies in time. Let's see, if you go here to the next page, this is your wallet balance page, and you'll notice here staking. And this is kind of the big news in the new wallet, is it acts like a HD wallet, meaning you have seed words, and you can recover your wallet if you lose it with the seed words. And then you can actually stake at the same time directly from this wallet. That's extremely powerful, and it's going to be a big deal for our community. And then down here, there's a number of advanced tools, and I'll stop there. But the point is to show you that this does not look like your typical crypto wallet. And I couldn't be more excited to get here for the EXOS community. I think it's funny that EXOS was the first one, and then we had Ruta, and then we have Diver, and now they're the first ones to get the wallet designs, and it's coming back. But I think that's fantastic. That's a really virtuous cycle. So really exciting stuff, folks, and I think it was worth sharing that, Najib.
Thank you. But I would make a disclaimer there. The process this time we did a little bit different. We left the designers to not to be as creative as they wanted to, because we don't want to be limited to the technology. But then what I go with the disclaimer is that at the first stage we may not implement all of those beauty things, and actually the designers went the extra mile. They put the pictures and something that actually on the wallets they don't go, like emails. We don't use emails, but it's okay. We didn't want them just to be limited to only change one color to color. Then we are adapting as much as we can all their creativity.
Okay, awesome. And general health of the network, Najib, we don't talk about it too much in this meeting, but everything looks okay out there?
Yeah, we don't, again, this is a big transition. We are facing off a wallet that has been running for 2 years, but we have been running this wallet for more than 8 months too. then we feel super confident. We are in transition in everything that we have, not to have any more Qt, that is the C++ wallet, just to have only the new one. And actually we have plenty of their own application data and some other ones running with these kind of applications with a new node.
I remember, Najib, we used to anxiously count every block as it came off the line. But these days we're at block 1,303,014 just a few moments ago. So we don't count them so much anymore. But I think we did have a million block prize or contest or something, as I remember. But yeah, that was kind of fun. All right. Thank you for the update on technology operations. Let's do our social and out there.
Only one comment on that, Ken. I think now that Nikki is around and Vanessa is helping, we can go and do some more stuff like that. You know, the block 1,000, 1.5 million of the block 1,400,000. You know, there are many milestones that the project is achieving every week and every month. So it will be nice to plan all that also.
It's a great idea. I feel like, yeah, so double thumbs up. You know, Nikki's had to get her head around and her hands around a bunch of unwieldy. We're a bit of an unruly bunch, just for the record. You'll learn that if you try to watch someone like Nikki come up to speed and chase us all around. And so she's been very patient. So I think as that stabilizes a bit, Cesar, sky's the limit. I can't wait to see what they come up with. It's gonna be awesome. All right, over to Vanessa, and then we'll do our sister economies, Cesar and Michelle. So Vanessa, Cesar, Michelle.
All right. I would like to do something, if we do something like the 1.5 million block with the treasure hunt, like Mikhail did in the past, but like if we get that set up in early in time, I can share it on social media, and I think we will social media, the circles and everything. I think it will come out pretty good. I have the final stats.
If anybody wants to know what she's talking about, go into the platform community circle and search for treasure hunt, and you'll find everything. It's all in there historically. It was a really cool program.
Pretty fun to do. Like,
might have been a little before its time for our network, but I love the idea of bringing it back. I thought it was awesome. I think Michael was upset because not enough people played the game, but we can try again. I was
pretty happy because I got some EXO. So
yeah, you did good.
Yes. All right. So I had the final stats for 2020. We ended up on Discord with 656 members, Twitter with 894 followers, LinkedIn with 1,216, Instagram with 298. EXO Economy Circle, 157 members. Our open EXO community, 7,230. I have the numbers for the beginning of this year up to yesterday, and we have grown tremendously on the open EXO community. We have 60 new members.
Wow.
LinkedIn, everything is showing growth except the EXO Economy Circle. We just have to work on that, but I'm pretty happy with the results. I'm sharing the trainings. I share something through Fluid and EXO Economy about Certifico and the Divergenti as well, spreading the word about those amazing economics over there. And, you know.
Okay, awesome, Vanessa.
Yeah, I just need your help. I sent you a message on WhatsApp about something that I need for Facebook to.
Oh, okay. I'll go check. Sorry if I missed it. If you can just re-ping me, just say ping.
Yes,
and I'll get it. Okay. But just real quick, Kevin is having some connectivity problems, he says. So I will insert him in here and see if it works. If it does, great. If not, then he will listen quietly. Kevin, you want to try?
Hopefully you guys can hear me.
That's good.
I'm actually on the road in the beautiful country of Mexico at the moment. So to all our Mexican community members, your country is amazing. I don't really have too much to update. it's of course the beginning of the year. I am going to be in this week. I'm working really hard on gathering up all the different communities around the world who at the end of last year worked on their MTP and just looking to grow their local communities. And really the aim in 2021 is to really get those local communities activated in the whole global community. And I really do believe that that the economy has a massive place in that. Also hoping that 2021 is where the EXO economy becomes sort of seamless within the community, right? That it is sort of one and the same. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully we're going to be able to get some things out and we can really start driving all those different local communities. We've since that event we've had a few local communities that didn't exist that are starting to grow. So like Morocco, for example, they really are pushing there. Stephen is really pushing a community in Washington DC, and there definitely a bunch of others. Of course, all the ones that already have been super active in Latam, for example, and in across Spain and in Africa, etc. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and yeah, that's my update.
That's awesome, Kevin. Thank you. Hopefully you're getting to run into some, well, you're maybe trying to avoid your EXO community members on your vacation, but that's okay.
No, well, I have met up with some people. We've been very good from a COVID standpoint and masked up and tried to stay at distance, but still get to see some folks. I've avoided Mexico City due to COVID, but I actually will be there next week because I fly out of Mexico City. So and you can't go to Mexico and not see Mexico City, although everybody, and of course I've only asked community members about what to do. So all the community members have said Mexico City is very different right now with COVID. So
got it.
Yeah.
Well, you reminded me of a I was reading some tweet. I was on Twitter this morning, and this guy posts that he's going on a journey to talk about what he calls organizations as ecosystems. And I thought, we're kind of an ecosystem as an organization. So I wrote him back and I said, well, here you might find some kindred spirits in the openexo.com community. It's a young ecosystem as an organization operating with its own homegrown community, education services, crypto economy, marketplace, community events, and media, all in one phrase. And I posted that. We'll see if his head explodes. But yeah, you just reminded me of that. That was pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, there. I'll post that one for you. All right, cool. Over to you, Cesar, and then Michelle.
Yes. So from my side, Rutanio is being very active, starting to deploy the new certification application, the end-to-end solution that is available in Rutanio and soon will be available also. And it's available also in EXO and soon will be integrated hopefully with OpenExo. So the certification have been issued for the ambassadors and also for all the members of the program they run last year with Canoe, another member of the EXO ecosystem, and with the Alianza del Pacífico. And that's the main thing going on there. There are some new use cases also coming from the ambassadors there, and the community keep moving forward, and the focus for this first half of the year will keep going into distribution and use cases, and that's the main focus for Rutanio. And then on Divergenti, I will let Michelle to provide the update. So, Michelle.
Thank you, Cesar. In Divergenti, we're still working on the platform. We're complementing certain functionality that is not complete. the community. We are going to have our first, like, an invitation to invite people who are interested in this idea this week on Thursday. Um, the early adopters, sort of, I mean, people who we know that are interested and that have shown interest. We're working still with Najib to finalize the wallet. And once we have the platform and the website complete, we're going to like start our publicity through the social media. So Nikki, we will advise you when we are ready. Still, we are not. I mean, it would be totally negative to advertise when we are still not ready. I mean, we want to be ready. The interesting thing is that, as you said, Kent, when we try to describe and we say, well, it's like a community, a sort of with education mixed with technology, mixed with blockchain, and people go, what can you repeat? And because they cannot go. I mean, that's why we're starting to go slowly to explain things from down up, how we're going to do it. And we're leaving the technical things till the end when people start understanding the idea.
That's a good,
It has been, I mean, very exciting time. Thanks to Cesar, Michael, and Najib. They've been like guiding us through this jungle of technology, etc. But exciting. I mean, an exciting year is coming for sure.
That's great. You know, it's too funny, Michelle. I mean, I could fill buckets with tears of frustration trying to explain something like what we do. And you reminded me that I should also proxy for Yaroslav. He's not here today, but Training and Certification has kicked off a new series of certifications for, I believe, oh man, and don't quote me on this, trainer and coach, I think is what just kicked off. And the huge news, and Nikki, we have to find some ways to tie this in, and I'll talk to Eric about this too when I see him, but this is the new launch where we've been able to take what we've always had, the EXO Foundations course, for free. It's always been free. It's still free. But we've relaunched it to get it out from kind of behind the login wall, if you like. It wasn't a paywall, but a login wall. And now you can come in here and you can, if you go through this path over here, you can watch the first, I want to say it's the first 12. Let me see. This is the original Foundations course, all updated, all reworked and redone to be nice. And you can go through these 12 courses for free now, completely for free. And if you want to then get certified in EXO Foundations, then you can come up here and watch. You can unlock the program. And what this does is it takes you to a certification or an accreditation process that builds on the content. So I think that's worth sharing because we accept EXOs. So one of the ways, Michelle, that we've dealt with people not understanding is just to provide utility, right? So, you know, just provide utility, make it valuable, you know, is what happens when you provide utility. And so by offering education for EXOs, it has instant value. And that really, really makes a big difference. And so, so check that out. There's a link there. I'll even put that on the YouTube side also, or if someone could please post that link over to YouTube so I can pay attention to what I'm doing here. That'd be great. And so really, really happy with what's going on there with training and certifications and the relaunch of Foundations. Please check it out. And, you know, please share that because, I mean, the world needs to know about the model, right? That's the point of making the free Foundations course. So it's something we should share. All right. I think that, let's see, that was Divergenti and Michael. Michael, do you want to, I don't believe I meant to exclude you there. Do you have anything that you would like to put in today other than your other comments?
No, I think like everything was already said.
Okay. And Bryant from the world of Blueprint.
Yeah, everything's great over here. We're setting up to help grow the economy, and we are here to help in any way we can.
Well, one of the things we like is when people are here, if you ever do want to take a few minutes at the beginning of the call, Bryant, and show us what you're up to, share it with everybody so they have a better sense of what Blueprint is. And if you want to broadcast it, we'll broadcast it. If not, we'll do that pre-meeting. But that's up to you. And just feel free. We make that offer of everyone who's doing something.
Sure. Yeah, we're really a think tank incubator. That's what our connection is. We do idea generation, and then we started at 6 months like most people, and then we got to almost a weekend for prototyping, and now we're about at 12 hours, right, to market.
Okay.
And so we decided, hey, we're going to become a management team for impact investors, right? So we are building up a impact round right now to pump out 50 to 100 impact companies in 1 year. And so we will be generating a token economy around that activity, which we would like to marry up to EXO.
Yeah, a sister economy to the EXO's economy, similar to what we've done with Diva and Ruta. Yours is quite different in some ways, but not in others. So I think it's going to be fascinating. Thank you for sharing that. I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to share. I remember. Okay, so here, and this is not exactly new. It's something I've been experimenting with, but I want to show you inside the platform. So this is just me logged into my platform. Look here. Don't forget to go to the OpenEXO live shows. Kevin does a wonderful job on those, and Clarence Tan is going to be on. Is that tomorrow, Kevin? Not sure if he can still talk. Make sure you go to that and support Kevin and support the guests. All the guests of Kevin's shows are members of the OpenEXO community who are doing amazing things, and all of them are online to watch the replays and everything if you want. But that's not what I wanted to come and show you here. What I wanted to show you was underneath this TV tab, when you log into the platform these days, you'll notice that I'm creating topics. Okay, so I've gone through here and I've gone through our library of content, searching for things like Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain, and other. And I've just started adding all of that content here. So as you'll know, we run shows periodically, usually every couple of months, and those shows generate a lot of content. And this is one of the only ways that you can get to the underlying session content. So the main stage stuff gets replayed out into the world all the time, but the sessions are a little harder to find. So like Cesar, for example, is here, and he did a session on crypto economies, I believe, if I remember right, Cesar. And so you can come in here and listen to Cesar talking with a bunch of other members of the community. You see Michael there, and I mean, gosh, I don't know who all was in the call. Looks like quite a few people. I have to check that out. And then OpenEXO Live, he was on OpenEXO Live. And here's what's really cool. If I wanted to search for something like Bitcoin, which is always a topic of interest, well, it looks like when Marvin Epstein was in session, apparently they talked about Bitcoin. I wasn't in that session. I have no idea what they talked about. If I click this little, this isn't going to be the best example. Let me do a different one. Okay, Ralph Merkel and Salim Ismail got together in a discussion, and they talked about Bitcoin at some point in the call. So if I click on that, notice that it brings up the entire transcript. And then if I click on Bitcoin here, and click play.
Making decisions. Obviously, one of the things is if you look at Bitcoin and you look at the cryptographic mechanism.
Yeah, and that's kind of like magic. And that's Ralph Merkel, by the way. So you want to listen to Ralph. But if you want to see another one, at 32 minutes and 8 seconds, they spoke about Bitcoin again.
How was Bitcoin designed so that it would?
That's brand new. We just launched this like a week ago, the deep search functionality. So you can go learn about crypto and things like that right there on the platform. So enjoy that. And that's also super fun.
Hey, can you give a shout out to the API work with your learning stuff just for people?
Yeah, good call. So really good idea. All right, so let me show you guys. So something new Also, this launched toward the end of last year. It really is just getting on its feet, and it's called the OpenExO Developer Network. Now, the first work of the network, this is just the main website, but if we go to /dev, then you come to the API reference index page, and you'll notice that there are 5 APIs here. Events, Circles, Community, Marketplace, and EXQ. Those go back, those come back. So Circles is this, these are the circles, right? And here, so while that API is not live yet, we're pretty darn close. The Events API did go live at the end of last year. So if you remember inside the platform, where are you? Here, you see these events going by the top. Well, the events get put into the system by any member of the community can register an event. It does get looked at because we want to make sure that they're not weird. But in general, most everything gets approved. And then so all of these events show up on that banner there, but now they're also available through this API. So if you click on the API, it's going to take you to our Swagger interface for the API, and you can learn how to use it. And if you were to want to do a, say, a get against the API, you come here, click try it out, put in the necessary information, click execute. And to authenticate, you need a platform account that has a special flag. And then you can authorize yourself against the API for you or your application as a community member, and then leverage these APIs. I couldn't be more excited about this. I think it's going to open up an entire world of possibility that, frankly, not too many people have thought about. But I'll give you an example. People have been complaining to me for years that we don't have a mobile app for the Circles. Well, guess what? As soon as the Circles API comes online, don't complain, go make it. Right? So, this is my answer to those complaints is, what's stopping you? So enjoy that, and thanks for reminding me of that, Bryant. Sometimes I forget to share these things.
It's really to our benefit too, because we'd love to promote your guys' stuff through that interface. And that's just a win for everybody who've put so much research in. And anybody who's watching this online, just check out their knowledge base. It's fantastic. Nobody needs to reinvent the wheel, and the deep research stuff just makes everybody's life easier. So why wouldn't we, with that kind of integration, why wouldn't we leverage that as people who want to get that knowledge out there, that utility like you talked about? So thank you for
Yeah, man, thank you. Well, what you're doing, when you hit that OKR, right, of pumping out that many organizations per time period, and you need, the founders of those need help, right? They need to staff. Well, calling the Marketplace API to log an opportunity and then integrating with that inside of Blueprint will open up the entire OpenExO set of community capabilities to that, right? That kind of thing is just huge. I mean, you can't put a value on that almost. Who knows?
It's exactly what we'd like to do is leverage that and make sure people are part of those events, which thank you for mentioning the events. And then next week, I will hopefully have something to show for smartfounders.io, which is we are doing an EXO feature. And we're going to start producing those jobs, Nikki, like we talked about, in mass if we need to around projects, and just pump them out. So that can just be a token we can build right off the bat.
Awesome. And I didn't mention it, but if you go to that dev page, there's a sample application for how to use the Events API. That sample application is actually our production code for the banner that you see inside the platform. How cool is that? All right, that's it. I think this is the last part of the meeting. This is where anybody that needs anything can raise their hand and say, I need X. It could just be you need to tell us something. You might need help with something. You might be stuck on something. You might not know something, anything like that. Last call before, and all we try to do, we may or may not be able to answer you, but we'll definitely figure out a next step. That's always the promise. Anybody?
I have something I was thinking about this weekend.
Go for it.
We do something called an accountability buddy in Blueprint, right? When people come on, we encourage them to have somebody to sort of work with them. Is this, as a proposal, something you're interested in? Maybe we could chat about it next week or those kinds of things. Not doubling up on work, maybe somebody else who knows a few things you don't, or can introduce you to the right people to get your job done quicker, so we can all work as staff on demand on our edge, right? in our edge position, and then, you can position that to be someone who's in another department than you for that benefit you're needing for, or whatever people would help them get to that strength point quicker. It's a big world we're jumping into, and we have a big community here. So just a thought.
I love it. I've tried to be Nikki's accountability buddy and getting her ramped up. I think that's a great idea, especially when you're trying to build something that's distributed by nature. You actually need more checks and balances for things like accountability. I'd love to have that. I would love to dive into that further, Bryant. I think that would be great.
So for accountability buddy, if you guys need one.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I was going to say the word Sherpa, but I realize it's not about me carrying your stuff. You've got to carry it. So I like that accountability buddy. That's way more friendly. Yeah, that's cool.
I'll put a
all right. Yeah.
on Sway. Perfect.
Thank
right?
you. Yeah. Everybody. Oh, another reminder for Bryant. He's on me today. Sway. There are currently no active proposals. I don't know if there are any active proposals in Sway. I did look before the meeting. I didn't see any, but I'm going to check again. It is really important that if a proposal goes into Sway and you get added to it, that you take a few. Most of them are written to not take a lot of time. Okay, that's important. And so please do make sure that you contribute to that, because it is a growing part of our governance capabilities. The tool is Sway, but the process is more important, frankly. And Sway is what we're using right now. And we haven't rolled it out further because I feel like we're still kind of feeling it out. But we kind of need to put a go, no go down for Sway, maybe at the end of this calendar quarter, to talk to the Sway team and tell them about our experience and decide if it's the right tool for the process that we want in place for governance. Because we want to make sure that once something is approved, that the mechanisms are in place that they actually then move forward. And they have fits and starts, but they have. So really good.
I guess we're just going back and forth here, Ken. Blueprint is actually looking into Sway to leverage that, and we know it connects into Smart Founders really well after that to produce the hats that people wear. The marketplace jobs would be a great way to look at it. So if our research with Sway can benefit, we could do that in parallel as a replicatable thing for both sides. I'd like to volunteer for that to be the first chunk as my first thing that I can do to start helping this call. And if that's okay with you guys, or I can work with someone, I'd love to share that transparently.
I think that'd be great. Gerardo is the other person who was doing some of the work on Sway. So maybe me, you, and Kevin and Gerardo just hop on a separate call, and there's a there.
I'm already driving it on our side, so I will have it if that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. Well, I don't know what he's doing exactly. He hasn't been here for the last couple of calls, so I just got to check in. I think it's just holidays. I think he was mostly off, and we'll see him soon. But yeah, very good. That's awesome, Bryant. Love it. Yes, take those things and run with them. That is the key. All right, everybody. Last call. I'll get us out of here 5 minutes early. All right. Excellent meeting. Happy New Year. I know you've probably heard it 1,000 times by now, but this is our first meeting here. So Happy New Year, everybody. Be sure between this meeting and the next that you go back and find all our wayward kindred spirits for the ExO economy that we've misplaced during the holidays, and drag them back in here for next Tuesday so we can keep the ball rolling forward for the ExO economy. All right. Thank you very much.